Yeah, I think exactly what was leaked yesterday seems to come to fruition. Who's, in your opinion, I know it's fresh and we've still a lot to digest over what the ins and outs are going to be, but who's the big winners in this?
Big winners, I think, are those that they're trying to expose, and that's the baby boomers, those that have vast amount of investment properties. So your older generation, your baby boomers, those that have probably benefited off the boom over the last 5-6 years are the big winners because it's been grandfathered. Anyone that owns a property currently, Reece, or even if you contracted a property. So this is really important for people to understand because it's effective from budget nights of when they look to implement these changes for negative gearing and capital gains. But if you have bought a property or contracted a property, you won't be subject to negative gearing. So you won't be subject to the negative gearing changes. So fortunate for those that have got, I've personally got 2 properties currently under contract. I know you do as well, Reece, and we have some clients that took that advice in the lead up to this. So it's good for those that are in the market. I think those that are punished are the ones that they're trying to protect, the younger generations, right? This is going to make it more difficult for younger people to get ahead.
Yeah, and we've said that. You've got to look at Gen Zs and Millennials who not just property, using things like shares, crypto to try to get ahead. I guess in terms of being outpriced in the property market, they're going to be impacted by these CGT changes as well.
Yeah, definitely. And just had messages. What does this mean for the market? It's flooding through pretty hard and fast. Again, it's fresh and raw. So anything we're saying right now is just off the back of me just seeing the announcement. So stay with us. But straight away, I think there's more of a flight to quality. So it reinforces, quality assets. I think some of those investment vehicles that have done well over the last 5 years, when you think of the regionals or out of fringes, now without the benefits to holding those properties, although those that have purchased are still going to get the benefit, I think the demand's going to get sucked out of those high investment areas that are dominated by established product.
Do you see with these? So let's just probably reiterate what the changes are. We've obviously gone through it. So negative gearing is now being removed altogether
For established product?
For established product. So
not for new build.
What's your thoughts on that? Only restricting it to new build?
Concerns me a little, albeit the benefit for new build is significantly less because they typically yield higher. So the cash burn is what it costs you to hold the property, and that difference between the cost of holding and your repayments is going to be a lot less than it is for established property. It's really to stop the land bankers, right? I think that's what it's geared to do, and that's who it's going to affect, which is a model that we've certainly used for our clients and a model I've used personally, Reece. Does concern me because the last time we've seen changes to try to encourage significant supply like this, what did we see? And the most common example was during COVID when they pretty much gifted out $25,000 rebates. That doesn't typically go to the consumer. It goes to the builders, the developers, etc. So I think it's a poor way to solve an issue that the government's been sort of unable to resolve in any sort of capacity, and they're sort of clinching to do so through this policy.